Okay, so going into the Sound the Steel EP, there's a couple things you need to know. One, the lead singer that was previously with the band, Kevin Keane, left the band. And the thing about replacing a lead singer is that it seems like it's a way harder thing to do. Since that person is the voice of the band, the frontman of the band, it can make a big difference. So, when Kevin Keane left the band, I was really nervous for the new IP. The guy they got to do the new EP, his name was Matt Shelton, and he was from a band called Letter Kills. Now, I'd never heard of Letter Kills at the time that he took over for Kevin. So I looked up the album and found that they had one album. It was a self-titled album. And it was kind of awesome, and it actually contained a lot of the things that were kind of the direction, like a similar direction of The Wedding. It's not the exact same, but what it did was it also brought in this like a little bit crazier element. And when I say crazy, I mean a little bit like, think a less weird version of Jared Leto's Joker, because you had Matt Shelton doing weird fills in this album, the Letter Kills album, where he's just like, he would just do crazy things, like, and like, he would just like do weird fills. And it just brought another level of like weird craziness into the music when he was doing crazy fills like that. So what he did was, when we got the Sound of the Steel EP, we got to see a little bit more of that craziness come into The Wedding. And it was this weird EP that was, it didn't feel like a departure, but it felt like a transition from what they were kind of doing to a new sound that was wild and loud, and some of those vocal fills carried over into just a little bit of just like a little bit of uncontrolled ruckus in a way that I really appreciated. So the EP that we got out of it, the Sound the Steel, 6 songs. Some of them are fast and some of them are slow. Matt showed that he could do the slow songs, though these aren't really anything I think special to write home about. But the crazy songs that were on the album, specifically the second song, it was called Return, was a wonderfully weird and crazy and wild song with weird rhythms on the riffs, crazy vocals and vocal fills, huge dynamic shifts at just the right time to demonstrate, I keep saying rowdy rock, but like to really amp up the crazy and the wild and like the weird game that The Wedding, it was kind of their unique sound. This was them kind of coming into and fully embracing the unique sound that they'd kind of been hinting at before. The EP wasn't entirely perfect. The slower songs were not bad, but they weren't as good as the heavy-hitting songs, because those songs were just nuts. But those heavy-hitting songs were just very, very good, very solid. I felt like the new lead singer really clicked with the band. It kind of had a similar style. I think that the choice of using him, this guy from Letter Kills, when you listen to Letter Kills, it sounds a little bit like that. You should go listen to Letter Kills, at least the first couple tracks. I think that album's pretty good too. But I thought it was overall a really good transition into what would be their third album, which I'll talk about next time, called No Direction. As far as a score goes, I'm going to give the Sound the Steel 4 to 5. I think it's really good, and the unique things here are really good and worth listening to if you're into the kind of thing that I'm describing right. If the thing I'm describing right now sounds really cool, I think it is really cool and you should listen to it. That's why I give it the 4. I do think some of the slower tracks and the fact that it's shorter and you can't really get a full, like they have a little, this is called the Sound of the Steel. They have a little bit of like a train steel vibe going on, but that really only works in the songs that are driving. I think the slower songs don't really deliver on the theme as well. I kind of think I know what they were going for, but ultimately I don't think it's bad. I think it was really good and really shows promise for where they were going in the future. 4.